Is Keir Starmer a caretaker Prime Minister? In this video, Kemi Badenoch wipes the floor with Keir Starmer in today's Prime Minister's questions, as he chose either not to tell the truth or not to answer questions directly. We will talk about the leadership principles of character and values. Before we get into the details, if you love diving into political issues and enjoy hearing a principled take on them, then hit the like button, share this video and subscribe to join the conversation. It will help our channel reach a wider audience.
Right Honourable Gentleman, tell the House, why are his own MPs describing him as a caretaker Prime Minister?
Mr. Speaker, my own MPs are very proud. We've just passed a budget which protected our public services and our NHS. No austerity which brought our NHS to the ground. We've created the condition for economic stability with the headroom we need. And Mr. Speaker, we're concentrating on the single most important issue for families up and down the country, which is the cost of living, by taking £150 off their energy bills. That's in addition to the 150 for the 6 million of the poorest household. We're concentrating on what matters to the country. She's trying to save her job.
Mr. Speaker, let me answer the question for the Prime Minister. He's being called a caretaker because everyone can see that he's lost control of his party. And this lot, they're all so busy trying to replace him.
Order.
Mr. Speaker, they can make as much noise as they like. We all know that this lot are so busy trying to replace him that they've taken their eyes off the ball. Let's start, Mr. Speaker. Wait for it. Let's start with the Energy Secretary, who wants to recycle himself as leader. He said he'd cut families' energy bills by £300. Can the Prime Minister tell the House how much have energy bills fallen by since the election?
Mr. Speaker, I'm very pleased to say we're taking £150 off energy bills. I can also tell her that that's on top of the £150 we've taken off last year for the 3 million poorest families, now for 6 million poorest families. Mr. Speaker, she talks about leaving. The problem for us, last week,
Mr. May, I've told this side, I'll now tell this side. We don't need the pantomime auditions anymore, please.
Mr. Speaker, last week I pointed out that 3 of her ex-MPs went to reform. That included the former Deputy Chairman, Jonathan Gullis. He liked to think of himself as a straight talker. He said they're finished and they've lost the trust of the British people. In total, Mr. Speaker, 21 ex-Tory MPs have now left for reform. The real question, Mr. Speaker, is... The real question is, who's next? We can all see the Shadow Justice Secretary twitching after his come and get me plea from a member of Clacton. Mr. Speaker, we need no lessons from them.
Mr. Speaker, I asked him about energy bills. You could power the national grid on all of that hot air. He promised to cut energy bills by £300. Energy bills have risen by £187. But let's look at someone else who's making a mess. Let's look at the Education Secretary. Oh, there she is. Labour pledged to recruit 6,500 more teachers. So can the Prime Minister tell the House how many extra teachers are there since she became Education Secretary?
More than when they left office. I'm very proud to say so. We're in an upward trajectory. Oh, Mr. Speaker, they left our health service on its knees. They left our schools in a mess. They left our economy absolutely broken. They should be utterly ashamed of their record in service.
Wrong. Mr. Speaker, there are now 400 fewer teachers since she came into office. She's shaking her head. It's on the DFE website. Does she not check it once in a while? I can understand that the Right Honourable Lady is angry. We're all angry at the mess she's making. The Prime Minister doesn't know what's going on in energy. He doesn't know what's going on in education. Does he know anything about what's going on in the Home Office? Last year, the Prime Minister promised to recruit 13,000 more police officers. How's that going?
Prime Minister.
3,000 more by the end of March, and we're rising on police numbers. Mr. Speaker, they left the Home Office. The criminal justice system is utterly broken. Sir Brian Leveson has said on that. They lost control of our borders. They lost control of every single department. And she's obviously spent the morning rehearsing for the Liz Truss show. She's probably going to be the guest star next week. Both of them talk about how Liz Truss was 100% right. But what Liz Truss said was the Conservatives need to take... No, they don't want to hear it. The Conservatives need to take responsibility. The Conservatives need to take responsibility for their 14 years of failure. That was Liz Truss, their former leader. So perhaps she'll heed that, get up and say sorry.
Kemi Badenoch.
Wrong again. I asked him how many police officers. There are now 1,300 fewer officers than at the election. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't know if the Home Secretary wants his job, but I do read that she's having conversations with Tony Blair because he's already given up on the Prime Minister. Why don't we talk about the Health Secretary? Let's see how he's doing. We do know he definitely wants the job. He said he'd end the doctor strikes. So can the Prime Minister tell the House how many appointments have been lost to strike action since last July?
Mr. Speaker, they left the NHS an absolute mess, with the highest waiting lists on record and the lowest confidence in the NHS ever. The Health Secretary said he would do 2 million extra appointments. He hasn't done 2 or 3 or 4. He's done 5 million extra appointments. That is because we invested in the NHS. What did they do? Having broken it, they voted against that investment. They should hang their heads in shame.
Mr. Speaker, I asked him how many appointments have been lost to strike action. He doesn't know. Let me tell him. We have lost 93,000 appointments to strikes since the Health Secretary gave doctors a massive pay rise. It's the truth. I know they wouldn't know the truth if it punched them in the face, but I'm telling them the truth. It is no wonder that we read this morning that the former Deputy Prime Minister has said about the Health Secretary she'd rather stick pins in her eyes than be on his golden ticket. And Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister congratulates himself on 5 million extra appointments. Last year of office, we delivered 6.5 million extra appointments. Under Labour, Mr. Speaker, everything is getting worse. Jobs, bills, police numbers, teacher numbers, everything is getting worse. The Cabinet should be doing their own jobs. What are they doing? They're trying to compete for the caretaker's job. The only person who doesn't want the Prime Minister's job is the Chancellor. She's just trying to cling on to her own. Isn't it time, Mr. Speaker, that the Prime Minister admits that Labour isn't working?
True leadership is not about clinging to a title or craving the feeling of power. True leadership is character, what Dr. Myles Munroe called a dedication to a set of values without compromise. And character is the only thing that sustains a leader when the gifts and the applause run out. As Keir Starmer was challenged by Kemi Badenoch, question after question rained down on his leadership, his decisions and his honesty. But what was his response? Deflection, repetition, robotic phrases rehearsed 1,000 times before. He steers like a deer caught in the headlights, frozen. That is not a man rising to the moment. That is not a man equipped to handle the job he begged the country to give him. What we are seeing is a man who loves the position but lacks the character the position demands. I'll share some of what Dr. Myles Munroe, one of the world's top leadership consultants to Fortune 500 CEOs, presidents, and prime ministers, has said about character and values. Dr. Munroe warned, "Your gift will take you places your character cannot keep you. And character will sustain you when your gift has taken you as far as it can." Starmer reached Downing Street on political talent, perfect timing, and a lot of promises. But the moment he got there, character got exposed, and he has been found wanting. A leader who values his country does not leave its borders wide open for anyone to walk in as they please. A leader who values women and children does not house illegal migrants in hotels while shielding foreign rapists and killers from deportation. A leader who values his people does not bankrupt them with the highest tax burden in history and sky-high energy bills just to chase net zero applause from Davos. A leader who values work and dignity does not tax pensioners, farmers and small businesses into the ground, then trap millions on welfare that steal their independence and self-respect. These are not complex policy disagreements. They are revelations of character. When convenience, ideology, or international applause matters more than the safety, prosperity, and cohesion of your own people, you have compromised the very values a leader is sworn to defend. Dr. Myles Munroe's final warning is brutal in its simplicity. Never allow your gift to take you where your character cannot keep you, because the higher you go, the more your character will be exposed. Keir Starmer has been found out. The British people can see it. Even many in his own party can see it and are working behind the scenes to replace him. Leadership is not a perk to be clutched. It is a burden to be carried with unbreakable character and uncompromised values. Until a leader shows those, he is only playing dress up in the highest office in the land. If you have benefited in any way from this video, please subscribe, like, share, and be sure to leave us a comment.